Yeah, I mean, I think there was always an underlying, realization that, mother kind of saw herself as a victim, so she kind of framed her own self-identity as a victim. I'm a victim. I'm in the circumstance, and father has all the power, and I can't say anything. I don't have a voice, etc. And there's all these things I have to hide, and 6 marries, and whatever. And you can still see family fraud is still trying to hide this stuff, right? Because they don't know because when it comes to it, they don't believe father was the Messiah, because they believe the same stuff she believes, right? That it was that he had weakness. I mean, this is what their leadership says on record, right? So this is, so clearly they don't believe in father as Messiah. So we knew that everybody knew that she had like a victimized mentality, but nobody knew the extent to which she would pursue that. Nobody knew the extent through which she would aggressively pursue sort of vengeance against that. You know what I mean? Right. And this is what I think is so shocking and surprising for people. Right. And of course it was absolutely, utterly shocking to us and distasteful to us when we had heard her vitriol after father passed. Right. And that's why, of course, now people know that's why we didn't help her. We could not help her. We had to walk away from her. And that's very important, that Cain and Abel have to separate from their mother, who separates from father. Right. Without that, freedom can't come. If we stayed with her, we would have been part of desecrating father. Right. So there would be no way for the kingdom to come. Right. But because Cain and Abel separated, and because Cain and Abel stayed true to father, who is the subject in the center, then even though she has done this and lost her position as true mother, still the kingdom will come. But it will come through the 3 kingships. Right. And through the 3 kingships that father himself has crowned. Right. So in that sense, my wife then has to play the role of now fill the position of Eve, and play the role of true mother to fulfill what she has fallen out of. But that whole situation, that was a massively, radically surprising thing. Nobody assumed, nobody knew the extent. I mean, towards the end, we had seen, of course, her getting a lot of fights with father, and saying that he was from fallen blood lineage, and his father saying to her he's going to divorce her. So we had seen those kind of things. Right. So we knew that it was escalating, but before then, like when when Chongpyeong wasn't there, I don't think it was as bad. Maybe it was just because I was younger and I wasn't privy to all these things. But after Chongpyeong, we could see really a larger arrogance building in her. Like, I created this for father. Without me, it would never have done. Without my Han lineage, it would never. Without Hong Han money, it would never have been done. This, all this glory is, was made by me. Like the stadium was made by me. The palace was made by me. Even though the father had given approval for the whole world church to come there, and that's why the nations poured in. Right. It was not because she had some power or spiritual power, the Kim Hyonam, whatever. Father said, okay, I will allow her. I will allow all members to go to her lectures. Right, right. Which is the reason why they read. Right, right. No other reason. Right. So, again, not giving glory to the one who is worthy of glory, which is God. Right. And his body, Christ. Right, his physical manifestation, who is Christ. I mean, that's the role of any believer. Right. Any person, it's like white belt level. You have to understand, right? As a believer, everything is for the glory of God. Right. Okay? So mother had not even realized that level of understanding, that everything has to be for Father's glory, for God's glory. Right. No, you can't take credit for anything on your own. Right. Because in the end, it's God who had set up everything for you to have some victory that you had, that you think is yours. Right. Right. So, so it was, so obviously we knew she was, dissatisfied, and we felt that she was victimized and things like that. But of course, it was so shocking And now the world has seen the
Right.
extent of her vengeance.
Right.
You know, going after everything that Father has established, even erasing him from the blessing of marriage ring. I mean, just totally erasing him.
Yeah.
And you know, we knew about this 3 years ago. We knew that she was pursuing on this path, you know, towards her own, you know, godhood, etc. So this is the reason why we had to step away from it.